What's up, guys? It's Casey Zuckelman, aka the Fourth Sanderson Sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus 3 speculation video. I've talked a lot about the characters I think we will need to have return in order to make a successful third installment. However, I haven't really addressed who I think we don't necessarily need to have come back for a third film. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Who do we not need to see come back in a threequel, and why don't we need them? This list will range from someone we might still need in a certain capacity, but not in others, to characters who we just flat out do not need to see again. This in no way means I dislike these characters, shut up editing me. I just think the ones on this list have nothing left to bring to the story in terms of their individual arcs. So first up, I kind of feel like I need to explain my reasoning for this one. I don't think we need to see Billy Butcherson come back in the third movie, but specifically in modern day. I think he got the perfect final ending in Hocus Pocus 2.
'Tis about time. Well, it would seem as though their final destruction undoes all the spells of that wretched troll, Winifred Sanderson.
Oh, that is not the story. And I'm going to make sure everybody knows the truth, Billy. I promise.
Thank you. You're not nearly as vile as I thought.
Yeah.
But now, I must bid you all good night. To my eternal rest. At last.
But I do think his story isn't quite finished yet, and you all know what I'm about to say. We don't need Billy in modern day. We don't need Zombie Billy. But we need him in a flashback to finally explain exactly why he died and his relationship to Sarah Sanderson. I think it's very, very, very important that we see that fateful night when Winifred ends his life, for what reason and where Sarah fit into all of this. It's the one story thread we have not gotten cleared up that is absolutely necessary for a finale. In my second pitch for Hocus Pocus 3, I talked about a possible prologue where Billy is basically the catalyst for Mother Witch's involvement in modern day, and you can watch that by clicking on this thing right here. Billy's not a throwaway character. He's integral to the plot, but we have gotten two very different plot points for him between the two movies, and it's time we got some clarification. It's time we understood what happened. Billy is a character we need to finish in the prologue, and then he's done for the rest of the film. So, I'm not saying that we don't need him. We just don't need Zombie Billy for a third time. Let's see Doug Jones as Billy Butcherson without the makeup, as a human man before he died, and let's get this sucker cleared up. Let's get the answers that we need. We need him in human form. We don't need him in zombie form. I think that makes sense. This one actually breaks my heart a little to say this. It breaks my heart a little bit when I say this. But we really don't need Jay or Ernie.
How many times I gotta tell you? My name ain't Ernie no more. It's Ice.
Again, in anything beyond a quick cameo. They just would not fit back into the story as well as I think people would hope that they did. Those two characters were Max's foil in the first film, and theories have it that Gilbert to make his black flame candles before the second movie. I think this would be easily debunked by Max dropping their names and occupations in the third film, or again, having them pop in as a cameo. They just wouldn't add as much to the story unless some of the new kids belonged to them. Now, it would be a kicker if Izzy's dad was one of the bullies, and Becca's dad was the other one, because we never saw their respective fathers. But that's kind of a bit of a stretch to fit them in where they just don't fit. I love them, and I think they're hilarious 90s era bullies, but it's probably for the best that they stay that way. Now, this is another one of those we need him, but we don't need him cases, and this time it's Gilbert. We do need him to be like, hey, so I've got another candle we can use. He, again, is the plot device we would need to bring back the Sanderson sisters, but at the same time, I think we could find a way around using him. Like, he's out of town on business, and Becca's group is keeping an eye on the shop while he's gone. They could discover the candle that way, and we wouldn't need Gilbert. He was fun in Hocus Pocus too, but I think he had his moments in the sun to where I could maybe see giving him a cameo in the third film if he isn't there to give them the candle. But that's about all he really needs to be in it. At first, I wanted him back because he was my favorite of the new people. He still is my favorite of the new people, with the exception of Izzy. Then I kind of sat with it longer, and I just don't think he's as necessary as I thought before. If we go that route that I'd like of the Sanderson sisters being redeemed and starting a magic school in their old cottage, we could have Gilbert working with them at the end of the movie and smiling because his heroes are actually heroes now. Beyond that, he doesn't need to come back unless, again, he's the catalyst for bringing the Sandersons back. Here's where I start to be a little less kind about leaving characters out. And you know the ones I'm about to talk about. You know, I'm gonna try to keep my temper in check, but I make no promises. We absolutely do not need Mayor Traske to return in this third movie. Reverend Traske, maybe. But if we're doing an adulthood prologue for the Sanderson sisters like I think we should to see that fateful night with Billy, I'm gonna say he's already dead, so there's no need for him. Mayor Traske does not need to make another appearance in this franchise. I've got a thing about characters being there as a useless plot device, and he is a useless plot device. He could have been way more interesting if his entire arc didn't revolve around a friggin' candy apple. He could have been so much better as a secret villain. Yes, I'm still salty about that. He would have been so much better, or if he'd been more of a present authority figure like the Denizens were, it might be different. But he wasn't. He was there to be comedic relief in a comedy. Man had no purpose beyond having the blood of Reverend Traske in his veins and getting a mother-flippin' candy apple. He was funny. He made me laugh. I enjoyed his scenes. His Gothic Golden Girls comment is one of my favorites of the whole movie. But he is a wildly frustrating character to me because he really didn't serve much of a purpose beyond being a plot device for the Sanderson sisters' trauma trigger. And speaking of useless characters who served absolutely no purpose, let's talk about the character who should have honestly been erased from existence before he even became a character. Mike.
Fucking Mike.
This character, I don't even know where to begin. Why is he here? Why is he in Hocus Pocus 2? What purpose did he serve? He's Cassie's boyfriend, and he's dumb, and that's it. He's Cassie's boyfriend, And he's dumb. Those are his only two characteristics. The heck is he even in this movie for? Tell me one instance. Give me just one instance of him actually being useful. I'm serious. Tell me one. I will wait. See? You can't. You can't give me an instance of him being at all important to the plot. And that bit where the Sandersons follow him to the mayor's house does not count. Did you see that edit? And how it went from Winifred asking who could be stupid enough to take them to the mayor, then it cut to the girls!
Oh, we could inquire with someone.
Inquire of who? Who would be stupid enough to lead 3 witches to the mayor?
Cassie, open up!
If they had cut to Mike, then maybe he would have had a point. But the edit cut to the girls. It didn't cut to him, so he didn't do jack crap in this movie to warrant his existence. At least Mayor Trask was a plot device. He at least had that going for him. Mike, on the other hand, you could have cut him from the movie, and we would have lost nothing. In fact, we probably would have gained more from his absence in the form of Cassie being in the friggin' movie. She was so tied up to him, which I know was the point. But she's supposed to be part of this trio of witches at the very end who send the Sanderson sisters back to the purgatory area. We didn't see her nearly as much as we needed to. She got done dirty. If Mike hadn't been in this movie, we would have gotten to know Cassie a little better, and I might think she's better than just okay. It's for these reasons. We do not need him at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion in Hocus Pocus 3. He is useless. He never needed to exist. I cannot state enough how unimportant this character was. And the fact that he still exists drives me insane. And I have watched Hocus Pocus 2 multiple times. Every time he is on the screen, I want to throw something at it. He doesn't need to be there. He's the most useless. He's the most unimportant character we could have had in either of the movies. He doesn't need to be in 3. So there you go. I'm going to get off my soapbox about him and get back to calm Casey. There you guys go. That is who I think should not come back in Hocus Pocus 3. Like I said, in some capacities, sure, we do still need these guys. Or some of these guys. Others, we blatantly do not need to see them again, and some of them we shouldn't have even seen in the first place, but it's fine. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free, it helps me. What helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. Thursday night, I am back on Twitch, and we're starting up Jackbox with the Coven. I'm excited to do another round of Jackbox with you guys, especially after Resident Evil 7. I need something stress-free to play, so we're playing Jackbox Gaming over on the Twitch channel, so come over, come play with me. We play live. You guys should come have fun. It's a blast. We've had a blast with it. We'll be playing Quiplash, Trivia Murder Party, among other things. And then Saturday night, we are back here on the YouTubes with more Sarah Sanderson Plays Pokemon Sapphire Randomized Nuzlocke. Part 1 was pretty good. She got a good starter. It has a pretty crappy move pool right now in the form of just one move, but her team's pretty good. She's got a pretty good team. I'm happy for her. Hoen's starting out okay. We'll see if it lasts. So we'll be back here Saturday night doing more of that. If you're a regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like and share your thoughts on this list of characters that I don't think Hocus Pocus 3 needs down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zogelman, aka the 4th Sanderson Sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.
I have put a spell on you!